Whew, good evening. Normally it would be good morning, but good evening. This is my second time attempting to do this today. Had some audio problems earlier, but I wanted to keep my word. However, good evening, everyone. I'm Coach B, the CEO. Get clarity, get freedom. Today, let's talk about stop overfunctioning, reclaim mental and emotional space. Again, today's topic, stop overfunctioning, reclaim mental and emotional space. Let's talk about overfunctioning, especially the kind that gets praised. Overfunctioning doesn't look like a problem. It looks like leadership, responsibility, and being the reliable one. Again, overfunctioning doesn't look like a problem. It looks like leadership, responsibility, and being the reliable one. The one that everybody goes to, the one that everybody depends on. And if you are a leader, you take charge, you can handle it. You have everything under control. But over time, it quietly steals your mental and emotional space. And that is, we can't be everything to everybody all the time. We can't be everything to everybody all the time. It will eventually deplete us, our energy, our mental space, and our emotional space. Overfunctioning isn't about doing too much. It's about doing what isn't actually yours to do. So you're taking on other people's responsibility. I see somebody out there watching. Leave a comment in the chat and I will focus it, highlight it, such as this. I will highlight your comment if you put it in Facebook or YouTube. Um, Overfunctioning isn't about doing too much. It's about doing what isn't actually yours to do. So some people, they take on other people's responsibilities. Some people don't know how to say no and they say yes to everything. Some people feel like they have to do it because if they don't do it, it doesn't get done. Others may feel as though they have nobody else to rely on. Most leaders overfunction because they anticipate needs before they are asked. So someone tells you about a situation, a circumstance that they're having, and you as a leader, and again, for us, a leader could be a leader in their family, in their community, a person with a title of leadership, or a person that just acts naturally as a leader. So most leaders overfunction because they anticipate needs before they are asked. And what does that mean? Somebody has a scenario or a situation, and you just jump in to what? To resolve the solution, or give them a solution to resolve the problem. They fix problems that aren't theirs to solve. So it doesn't allow someone else to come up with strategies to think things through to figure out a solution to their own problem. They carry emotional weight that doesn't belong to them. Someone else is going through something, they make it their own. They feel what the other person is feeling. That person feels burdened, the leader feels burdened. That person feels drained, they feel drained because they're taking on the emotions of other people opposed to having some level of objectivity. They equate being needed with being valuable. I don't know how many of my clients that I work with and I speak with that say, well, I'm the only one in the family that can do it. Everybody comes to me. I'm the leader in the family. I can't depend on X, Y, and Z to do X, Y, and Z. Everybody comes to me. Overfunctioning feels responsible, but it creates resentment, exhaustion, and disconnection. Overfunctioning feels responsible. Well, if they can't depend on nobody, I need to show up. Matter of fact, some people feel guilty when they have to say no to something. Or if they're giving another person the opportunity to show up for themselves and they don't jump in, they feel uncomfortable because they feel like they're not doing enough because they're not trying to solve the problem. So I'll give you an example. If somebody says to you, um, my bills are a little late. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay all my bills. I need to pay some of them by the 15th of the month. And already you're going in your pocket, you're rearranging your budget, you're coming up with a financial plan for them and for you so that you can assist them. But watch this. They never ask for your help. They never say, can you loan me a few dollars until X, Y, and Z? What you're doing is over functioning. You're creating a plan, a workaround, a fix so that financial issue that that person is having, you can resolve that for them. Again, over functioning feels responsible. I'm looking out for so and so, I'm helping, I'm needed. But it creates resentment, exhaustion, and disconnection. Here's a coaching pro tip for this week. Notice when you're doing more than your share and pause before you fix it. Notice where you are doing more than your share. So you can notice where or you can notice when you're doing more than your share and pause before you fix it. In other words, take a time out. Don't be reactive. Let it sit for a little while. I know. I know sometimes it's difficult to sit on your hands and just wait and see what happens. Space returns when you stop compensating and start allowing others to carry their own part. So, for instance, the example that I just gave you, somebody has a bill to pay, they don't know how they're going to pay it. If you sit and wait and just have a conversation with the person and ask them, so what are your plans? They may tell you how they plan to get out of that situation. Well, maybe I'll put a couple of dollars here, maybe I'll do a payment plan, X, Y, and Z. However, if you jump right into it and you don't understand and you don't inquire whether they have a plan or a solution to get out of that situation and you jump into it and you just give them the money, you're cheating them and you're cheating yourself because they're not getting the skill set that they need to resolve their own issues because you're doing what? You're jumping in and you're fixing it. This isn't about doing less. It's about doing what's aligned. This is not about doing what's, I was going to say it too fast. This isn't about doing less. It's about doing what's aligned. If this resonates, subscribe for more leadership insight. Reclaiming space begins with choice. If today's message spoke to you, stay connected. Remember this: clarity changes everything. Like, subscribe, and share this with leaders ready to own what's next. I'm Coach B. Clarity, counterbalance, freedom. This is how you own what's next. See you next week.